Hello everyone, and welcome to Thought Soup. This is episode number 11, if I'm not mistaken. Hope everyone is doing well. Today I'm going to talk about beliefs. So in general. So how do we believe what we believe in? How does that happen? Now the Jesuits had a common saying many centuries ago that went something like this. Give me a child up to the age of 7 years old, and I will tell you who the man will be. It's a very powerful saying when you think about it. It really means that they understood, even centuries ago, that a small human, up until the age of 7, has no filters. We just absorb whatever it is that's around us. Without questioning, without analysis, we're basically unconscious for the first few years, as it turns out, which is pretty crazy. And so the Jesuits back then understood that you can mold a human very easily up to the age of 7. What they do after that really doesn't matter. They're already formed. So why do I say this? Because our belief systems are very, very intriguing to me. Why do we believe what we believe? Not an easy question. Have you ever questioned yourself on your beliefs? Think of, why do you believe in the political party you believe in? Whatever it may be. Why do you adhere to this sports team more than to another one? Why a certain sport? Why do you have the worldviews that you have, whatever that is? Why do you have the religion that you have? The list is endless. All the belief system you have in your head, how did it get there? Very few people actually, in my opinion, actually look at that carefully. Most often, all these beliefs simply come from our parents or from the immediate family, relatives, uncles, aunts we see often. And then maybe the circle gets a little bit larger. It can be school, but most often it's the parents. So it's not a coincidence that our religion is often the same as our parents. How surprising. The sports team we prefer is often the same one as our parents, and so on. That's a pretty stunning realization. So it means we just kind of copy without questioning, not really. Or we may question superficially, but then we'll always come back to what our imprint is, or at least we have a tendency to do that. So why is it like this? I think it's like this because change requires effort, doesn't it? So what's the effort? In this case, we need to think, right? We need to actually think. Why do I believe this? We need to analyze a little bit more deeply. We also need to see what kind of experience we've had and how that experience validates or invalidates whatever view we have. And to put it all together, we need intelligence. And all of that requires effort, doesn't it? It's not easy. And all of that produces who we are. I put it in air quotes because it's not really who we are, obviously, but it's who we think we are. It is our persona. So when you think about why do I believe this, then you have to examine everything, and then you have to say, well, do I really believe it? I don't know, do I? So then when you're you're further down that road, ultimately you're getting to know yourself. Who are you? Who is this self? What does this self believe in? Do I believe in this theory just like my parents do, or do I not? Do I believe in this religion or not? And if so, why? So all these aspects of our lives need to be examined, and that requires effort and intelligence to put it all together. If you don't have the smarts, then of course you can't make those in-depth analysis. So all of this is necessary, in my opinion, because then you will discover who you are, superficially, of course. And then you may have the drive and the courage to follow that through, follow who it is you are. And so that means that you are more free. You're free to break from tradition, break from the mold that you were put into, so to speak, or not. You can also say, no, this mold is perfect for me. This is who I am. And that's great. It really is. But if it's not, then you'll need to make the effort to analyze all this and then have the courage to follow through. Because that means also that you may go against the beliefs of your family, of your friends, of the institutions in which you live in. And that's not easy, is it? It can be a source of conflict. But then again, once you realize what your beliefs are you going to be one of those that wants to impose them on others? Are you going to want to convince everybody that you're right? Or not? That's also a big factor. Because some people have this belief, and I'm going to share this, and I'm going to, share the good word of our good Lord. That's a big mistake, in my opinion. Keep your thoughts to yourself unless somebody asks you. Don't impose your views on others, and people will feel at ease with you. Because you're not imposing anything on them, and you're not judging them because they're different than you are. Isn't that the ultimate freedom we all want? So freedom for ourselves to pursue whatever beliefs we may have in this particular time, and the freedom that we give others, that we're not going to force our beliefs on them. Would make for a better world, wouldn't it? Much more easygoing, for sure. Anyway, we have to remember that all of these are just mental constructions. They're in here. They're not real. They'll become real once we apply those, and maybe we take actions that reflect our beliefs. There'll be a certain reality to that, of course, physically speaking, yes. But they're not real. All our mental constructions are by definition mental. They're not out in the ethos. They don't exist. They exist in our head. So that can also give us a little bit of tranquility. We don't have to take ourselves so seriously. So that's it for today. That's what I wanted to touch on, our belief system. Encourage everyone to examine our beliefs, plural, because we have more than one, and see if we can move forward, if we can change or not. And evolution, let's not forget, is about change. Evolution means change. If you stay the same, if there's no evolution, you're not growing and you're going to disappear. That's evolution at work. That's how the universe works. We always have to evolve, always change. So it's a good thing to challenge ourselves, examine our beliefs, and see what's there. Do we really believe what we believe, and why? So hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next week. And you're not going to believe this, but I don't know what I'm going to talk about next week. So let me check. I just looked. So I'm going to talk about reincarnation next week and explore that a little bit. The problems with it and the good things about it. So have a good week, and I will see you next Friday. Bye.